Hey everybody, my name is MetalMusicMan.
And I'm Professor Lex, and I was wondering how long I was going to be able to raise my eyebrows while you counted us in.
This is episode 43 of the Metal and Lex podcast. My new bit that I do before the show is I just wait increasingly long durations before I actually do my hey intro, and Lex just stares at me while waiting for his turn. And I thought his eyebrows were going to pop out of his head that time. They were just going up and up and up and up, waiting for me to go, and I just didn't. I just hung on it.
I was, to be honest, I was running out of height for my eyebrows, but I could have gone just probably another 2 seconds.
If you dug deep, you could have, yeah. You got to find your eyebrow power up. Yeah. Happy New Year, everybody! It's 2021. Everyone's old. We're all very fucking old. Everything's awful.
The pandemic is over.
Yeah, the world is back to normal. We can all go back to brunch. Everything's great. I'm gonna eat avocado toast and not buy a house.
We can afford it now.
Yeah,
thanks to the stimulus. We made it.
Did we? Okay, last I checked, the fucking stimulus was $600, and then they're trying to get it to be 2,000, and then Mitch McConnell existed.
It's really not.
And is that where we're at still, or has there been any development? No.
I've got my $600 stimulus now. I just checked a little bit ago.
Wait, you got it? Oh shit! All right. Well,
yeah, they've been rolling out. You're gonna check your bank account.
I'm gonna check mine right now. Okay. No, why not? Did I get a stimulus? Did someone stimulate?
Did you get stimulated? Did Poppy Trump come for you this?
Poppy, stimulate me.
Jesus Christ.
What is going on with my banking website? Stop being so stupid.
Yeah, come on.
I want to check my money on a podcast. I think people tune in for me to.
That's what they're looking for.
To check my bank account. They want to hear the sound of me clicking my mouse.
Does it make like the registered dinging noise when you check? when you log in?
There's an app for that. I do have it. It's a deposit from the IRS for $600.
Wow, that's great.
Thanks, government. All of our problems are solved.
Yeah, that's good. I can pay off the rest of my house. I'm clear on my auto payment, my water, all my utilities. I'm good. I'm set. Thank you so much.
I can buy all of the avocado toast and dildos that I want, and I am now set for life.
As an American.
It is, and I'm proud to be an American where I fuck my butt with toast. So anyway, yeah, that's. This is,
okay, so
I love that fucking song so much because it is the worst thing that's ever happened. My brother has this amazing story that he always tells whenever that song comes on, where he was like doing karaoke or something, and he was like super wasted because that's what you do when you do karaoke. And he was like, I don't know, we were all sitting in this karaoke bar and we're all having a good time. And I don't know what it was, but some guy went up and he sang that song, and I just hated him so much that I just sat there and I flipped him off for the entire duration of the song while staring him dead in the face. And he like came up to me after, was like, "You have a problem?" I was like, "I just really fucking hate that song, and I hate you for singing it." And like, it's so funny because my brother is like pretty non-confrontational for the most part. Like he's like, but like I'm just imagining him like hearing that and just getting like so angry. He's
possessed by anger.
Like,
it wasn't even him. It was
like, it's just imagine writing that, dude. Imagine sincerely writing that.
Dude, he's got more. Whoever wrote that song has more spins than I do. He's way bigger than me. The unknown SoundCloud rapper.
Dude, I mean, I guess you're right, but like it baffles me sometimes the way they write songs that are so. They take themselves so seriously, and it's so far beyond anything that could ever be taken seriously. Like, okay,
it reads as parody.
It what?
It reads as parody. It's obviously parody.
It has to be, right? But like somehow it's a real thing. So like I do work for the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and sometimes when we have a meeting, people like pray and shit because I don't know, it's what they fucking do, and so
that's normal.
Totally normal. So they do like a weird prayer thing before meetings or some shit, and I have to sit there and placate everyone. And anyway, the other day there was this is before break. There was like instead of like the prayer, it was like, we're gonna listen to a song that I think is just very it's very about like the holiday spirit. It speaks to me, and I was like, oh my god, what? Oh no, and I'm just like, I'm immediately looking at the floor because I know I'm just gonna like probably start laughing. It was so much worse than I ever could have anticipated it being. So I don't. Do you know about Amy Grant?
The name sounds familiar, but that's because it just sounds like basic white bread name.
Yeah. She's like some basic ass white bitch who in like the 80s or 90s, she's like one of those very stereotypical like over singing pop stars, where it's just like the shit that your fucking mom listens to, where it's just like so unnecessarily overly emotional, and like it's anyway. At some point, she crossed into the like super popular realm of stealing money from all of the Catholics by writing songs about like Mary or God or something. And so she was like vaguely faith related or some shit. So this song that was played, that everybody was like, not everybody, but a lot of people, too many people in the room were taking very seriously, was just like, if you could imagine Christina Aguilera and she's over singing some like breakup song, except instead of like a breakup song or something else, she's just like, and Mary, you fucking sacrificed so much to have a virgin birth. And she's like, and people are like crying. And I'm just like, no. And it's like, and how could you fucking know that God was going to test you? I hope I'm as strong as you are when I'm tested. And I'm just like, God. Like
that's pretty arrogant to assume that you're going to be tested.
Dude,
for one.
I don't know the name of the song, but it was like the most laughably ridiculous thing I have heard in
was it long?
Maybe a decade. It was really long. And you know the worst part was, dude, okay, so the whole beginning was like, where it's like she's telling like, it's too lyric-y, right? They're trying to like convey too much shit. And so
there's a recitation track.
Yeah, she's trying to like oversing, but it's just like a lot of way too many weird bad lyrics. And she just kind of goes, and it was awful. And then like it gets to the middle part, and there's kind of like a bridge where it becomes more of like a poppy song. And I was like, okay, I think we're done with whatever that was. And now she's just gonna like do this shitty chorus, but that's okay. I can handle this shitty chorus. I know what to expect. Yeah. And we're done. And then she like re-bridged and went back, and I was like, no. And it was like even worse. And the song was like fucking 4 or 5 minutes long, and I was like, I cannot believe this is still happening. And I was dying, dude. I could not.
When you said that people were crying, were you being hyperbolic?
At least one person cried.
Well,
not like sobbing, but they were teary-eyed, and it was not. No, it was not a joke.
Fucking weird.
This is what I go through. This is why I have to talk about zucchinis on my podcast, Lex. Because
this is the whole reason that you have a podcast.
I want like this is the thing about my job that I always like want people to understand is like they meet me, and then I don't know that they always immediately understand like the level of suppression that is necessary for me to exist and make a living.
You can't go home and beat your wife to take out this kind of insanity. No. You have to find other outlets.
I have to find other outlets. Like, oh my God, dude. Yeah. So anyway, that shit, I just can't. I just don't understand people who take shit like that seriously. Like, it's just baffling to me. I'm sure there's some shit I like, musically, especially that like other people would probably find cringeworthy. But like I don't understand like how anyone could be basic enough to hear some shit like that and think it was like revelatory. I don't. How could you possibly be that basic? Like, you literally went to the store and bought white bread, and you were like, "Does anyone know about this shit?" Like, I don't like. But have y'all?
Oh my God.
Okay, there's this small organic bread company called Wonder Bread. I just found out about them. What they're doing with their product is amazing. Like,
you will never believe they come in these little plastic sacks with and get this with a twist tie, a sort of thin wire strip pleated with paper. It's unreal.
I don't understand it. Yeah, there's just a level of basicness that like I just stare at it in awe, dude. I'm just like, I don't know how did you get there? I can't imagine it. Oh my God. Well, anyway, it's 2021. And we're gonna talk about New Year's resolutions in gaming, sort of.
Yeah. Well, we'll take any kind of resolution that you've got. Well,
all right.
If you have resolved to become a better person, to reconnect with faith, then you can go ahead and use this as a safe space with no fear of judgment.
I will. I have the same resolution this year as I do every year, which is that I do not make New Year's resolutions because they are very stupid.
I'm with you.
And that's the podcast. We'll see you next week, guys.
No, I want to interject. My mom actually made a resolution. She decided that she doesn't want to curse anymore. She's tired of using cuss words.
Tell your mom I'm disappointed in her.
All right. If it makes you feel any better,
a bad resolution.
If it makes you feel any better, to air my mom's dirty laundry on the podcast, she has already slipped up.
Good for her.
I talked to her yesterday. She slipped up. She fucked up. She said she was making like black eyed peas as you do for New Year's. Sure. And well, it's for good luck. And she said she couldn't find a spoon. That she was looking for. My dad has these black slotted spoons, and she wanted to use that to stir the black eyed peas. And all she could find were wooden spoons. And as my mom said, and you don't know this about her, but she does hate. She detests a wooden spoon. She said,
"What?
I can't find anything but these fucking wooden spoons." So it seems like a low bar. It's not like she stubbed her toe. No one called her a racial epithet or whatever.
I feel like not cursing is like, it's like the same as like fucking like no fap November or something. I don't understand. No fap.
Oh, no
fap.
Okay, that's normal.
I don't understand why people do it. I don't understand how anyone thinks it's a good thing. Why would you? It'd be like you might as well have been like, I resolve in 2021 to not poop. Why would you do that? It's just gonna make you feel worse. It's just gonna make you feel worse. You're not gonna be able to do it. And even if you could, why would you want to? Pooping feels good. I want to poop. I want to curse. Fapping. I want to fap. I want to do all those things. Maybe at the same time. That's
not me.
You don't think so? That's not. No, you're not into that. All right.
It's working pleasure now.
Sometimes you just have to invent the phrase "poop fap," Alex. Sometimes you just need a poop fap. That's no. This is as ever has gone completely off the rails. We are now oh man, what's the over under? I'm just titling this episode "Poop Fap." Yeah. You have no fap November, but have you heard of poop fap January? It makes just as much sense as randomly deciding not to masturbate in November, when in January we're only going to masturbate when we poop. Just as logical to me. I don't understand why anybody does that shit.
If anything, it's more forgiving than no fap November.
I don't know, man. I think maybe the 10th time you're like, God damn it! I got to do this every time.
Have to? I thought you said you could only if.
Well, yeah, but eventually you're going to need. Well, we've discussed your sexual demons are not as pronounced as mine, so maybe that it wouldn't be as bad for you. It wouldn't be as awful.
Be as horrifying. Yeah. That said, okay, so
it's a wonder we haven't been discovered by this point. Right? It's a wonder that no one.
And so my bathroom in my house, there is a mirror on the backside of the door. So if you just turn your head to the left, then you can see yourself sitting on the toilet.
Oh no! Why would you want? Why you got to get rid of that? I don't want to look. I don't want to look at myself poop. Yeah, you got to remove that mirror, Alex. That's no good.
It's covered with towels at the if it were only fat poop January or whatever. That would be haunting.
It can't be fat poop because there's two P's. Yeah, there's two P's back to back. So it sounds like you could be saying anything for poop. Like there's for poop November. I don't want to lose anything. It's got to be poop fap. It's got to be poop fap. Poop fap January. Yeah, there you go. That's the new. We made it here, folks. A new holiday. Poop fap January. You're welcome.
Jesus Christ. Jeff has to listen to this at work. He's on break. He's on Christmas break right now.
Same.
But I have this vision of him sitting at his desk hearing us talk about debate poop fap versus fap poop, and just be like, I can't let my coworkers know I have friends. I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry, Susie. I let you guys.
Oh my god. Oh. Wow, this is golden. All right. So anyway, fuck. Oh my god, I'm dying. So anyway, we'll talk about fighting game resolutions and pretend to be professional. If I were to have one, I think it would be. Oh man, your cat is just chewing on your plant. That's adorable.
It's a fake plant.
Oh well, let him eat it then, man. He'll be fine. He's gonna poop it out. He'll be all right. He's not interested. Anyway, I don't know. I think I would probably try and focus on, assuming COVID goes away and dies, I would try to focus on watching my replays more again, because I used to be really good about that, like watching even the ones where I lost, which are the best ones to watch, obviously. Watching the replays where you win is great because you're like, fuck godlike, and it makes you feel better, and that's good, but it doesn't really help you improve, you know?
Much like masturbating.
Oh, much like masturbating. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to. I feel like I improve myself every time I poop. But So watching the losses is probably a good one. I definitely used to be like way better about forcing myself to do that, but I don't really feel too bad about it because at this point it's like there are no replays because there's no fucking tournaments because it's COVID.
The last tournament footage, or not tournament footage, but like replay where I played in a serious environment was that first to 7 with the Oni player online. I don't need to see that. I'm good. I'm comfortable not learning.
We all know what happened there. Well, yes, some losses are so bad that you don't need to rewatch them to know.
I know I made mistakes. It's fine. We all make mistakes. That's my New Year's resolution, is not to play in another first to 7 with that Oni player.
Oh man. Yeah, so I don't know. That's like a good one. I think there's a couple things if I'm still focusing on Smash Ultimate, if the fighting game times ever return. There's a couple things I'd like to practice just to get a little more familiar with tech skill wise. There's I do the B reverse side B as Lucina, but I don't like have it super duper second nature in terms of like, you just change, it just snaps her back and she does. So it's like you approach forward, but you snap back and then hit with the side B. So it's just like a little spacing thing, which I can do and it's fine. But like, I don't always, sometimes I just do it just because I'm like, this is a thing I can do. I don't really like have it like figured out exactly when is like the greatest time to do it. And then there's also that rar nair for Palutena, which is sorry, you're like cutting out when you're talking. I don't know if you're far from the mic or what.
Yeah, I'll keep it right up on my face.
There you go.
It's like it's the Chinese room again. You're just doing side B. You need to learn why. Yeah. Well, not side B, but B reverse side B specifically. Yeah. But yeah, and then there's Palutena's got that raw and air, which Hylian always talks about how like every Palutena took a year to figure out that it was good, and then he was like, just the thing everyone can do, and then he did it and was like, here's this combo that they said they just quote unquote discovered that I just like did that was like super easy. So I'm like, I should probably learn that if I'm gonna, but I don't know. That one's tough too. I don't want to get too in the weeds with specifically the characters, but like I think we talked about this maybe last time I saw you, but the more I play Lucina, I feel like the less I want to play Palutena. Not that I keep playing Lucina then.
I like Palutena, but Lucina,
I don't.
I like her, but Lucina allows me to edgeguard in the way that I want to edgeguard, which is to say that I am a vicious shark maniac that just relentlessly edgeguards, whereas Palutena is a little bit more like, pardon the pun, she's guarded in her ledge guarding. She's she can go off stage, but it's not really, she's not smelling blood and killing you at 0 the way Lucina can. Lucina can do what Ganon does. Like you get the right gimp, at a 0% or some shit. And like I got a couple of those on your Sephiroth, right? Like you get the second jump and then you're like, oh yeah. And then you get that one hit and they're just fucking dead. And it literally, they could be at 0 and they're just dead. So yeah, Lucina does that well. So I think we'll add that to my plate, which is to continue working on Lucina as a tertiary character. I think she might be my second. She's probably my third best. Second or third? It's hard to say whether my Lucina or my K. Rool is better, but yeah, those are my 3 right now.
I feel like I can beat your Lucina with Yoshi, but I can't beat your K. Rool at all with anyone ever for any reason.
Yeah, that sounds accurate. I don't actually have a lot of practice playing Swordies versus Yoshi, so that maybe is something we should.
It's a bad matchup.
Workshop. Oh yeah, Swordies win. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of practice with it. But yeah, so K. Rool, I already told you we had this on the podcast. Your problem with K. Rool is that you refuse to not take the first turn, and that is all the entire matchup of K. Rool is do not take the first turn unless you're a character like Greninja who can. Like take their turn and be safe or whatever, but you can't do that. No, absolutely not.
Really, with like spaced fair, that doesn't count.
I'm pretty sure I'll just dash tech that. What's fair? Negative fucking 15
I don't
or some shit.
know.
Shame there's no way to find out, Alex.
Well, is the app updated yet?
Oh shit! Actually, thank you for the reminder. The app is updated, but I need for me, but I need to push to the store, which I was supposed to have done yesterday and forgot. So hopefully I'll remember to do that after this podcast and then update it. Anyway, fair. It's -10. So I guess you could be right, but even okay, no, you're still wrong though because he's well, I'm not saying don't do it. So I can't punish you like I thought. So that's good. But you can't really continue pressure. I can like whiff punish you for it. So it's not the same as like Greninja Nair being like -4 or whatever it is, where you can just harass my shield. Do you know what I mean? Like Sephiroth can shield pressure, but he has to like space first to do it. He can't like relentlessly like if you get the side B, then hell yeah, shield pressure all day, right? As Sephiroth, because you get the little circles and then they
Shadow Player.
But he can't just like unga bunga your shield the way like Chrom can. Is what I'm getting at. It's like Chrom or Joker
just a jab and then like hits you and then runs away.
Yeah, Chrom or Joker can like properly rush K. Rool down. You know, Yoshi maybe could.
Well, he kind of can. It's not the same.
Nair and Dare, but it's not quite the same exactly. So you're at some point you're taking those risks, and I mean, dude, he just needs to throw you 3 times, and you're at like kill percentage.
Dead. Yeah, just dead.
Yeah. So that's definitely why you have trouble with him. I mean, it's like you're playing against an E Honda who plays properly, basically. Like you want to do the approach. What? You can't imagine it? You're still doing the mic thing a little bit, just FYI.
I'm right on top of the mic. It's
now you weren't deciding. I'm just like, hey man, you cut out. I'm just telling you cut out. No, Up your gate, bitch.
Me.
All right. Anyway, what are your resolutions, good sir?
I want to keep trying to play Marvel to help people rather than just for me.
You have been doing a lot of work uploading clippies for folks.
I have. The last little bit was sort of masturbatory, but like the last 3 things I uploaded on Twitter are all tech that you would never ever use.
Okay. Oddly specific dumb shit.
Yeah. Okay, so Shinko is like one of the worst 3 characters in the game. She can't plink dash. She's got a really unique dash. Every other character in the game, the way that their dash works is that they've got all the momentum up front. And then if you cancel that into like a standing heavy punch, you can sort of carry cancel the heavy into another dash.
Okay.
So you just fly across the screen, right? Shinko's dash is weird. It's cool because it can cross through. She is there, and then like halfway through the dash animation, she vanishes and doesn't have a hitbox, and then she pops up behind you. But the way that the problem with that is that since her momentum doesn't exist until like 3/4 of the way through the animation, she's vulnerable the entire time, and it's impossible to plink dash. Her plink dash just looks like her holding her arms out, like sort of T-pose. It's awful. So in a game where characters can fly to the other side of the screen, like literally or figuratively, instantaneously, that is a huge handicap. But
yeah,
the only reason that you would ever play her is that her she's got a move that costs a meter that gives her hyper armor, right? So that then applies that hyper armor to her assist. So if you somehow get her to get her hyper armor and then use her assist is bad because it's really vulnerable, but it's good because it's huge and active for a really long time. And if it's got hyper armor, then it's just like, fuck you, I'm going to stop your shit, block, or else someone will kill you. So I don't know. I uploaded a few tech vids of that
Shinko stuff. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. But no. There's that Marvel resurgence. There's a slight Skullgirls resurgence. I think that's dwindling in part in St. Louis because of Marvel. But at either rate, I want to keep playing games in a time where there's no tournament to help people to want to play when the tournaments happen again.
You want to inspire, Alex.
I want to inspire the youth.
Okay. So, in addition to that being really funny, I do have to also say, as I'm sure we'll... wait a minute. What is going on here? Boop, boop. Say some words real quick. Oh, there.
Hi, I'm here.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, so there it is. I was checking something on my recording, and one of my bars moved. But anyway, long story short, I apologize to everyone who just heard me really loudly clear my throat because I very stupidly muted myself on Discord, but not this recording while you were doing that. So there are two.
And you were like, I can cut loose.
There are two I've been drinking this coffee, and it's like frogging the shit out of my throat. And there are two very loud throat clears during your segment that I just realized were only muted to you and we're not muted to the recording. So anyway, that's pretty funny. It's just like a very old man, like right in the middle of you.
Yeah, because you muted yourself, so you could do whatever you needed to do.
Yes, but and the reason I didn't notice is because I added my Elgato to OBS and it pushed down my mic bar. So I couldn't see it. And so I didn't see anything moving. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm good to go. Like I'm just gonna cough really loudly right into my microphone now. Anyway, yeah, I don't know why this coffee's like frogging the shit out of me. But anyway, yeah, I think it's a good thing you're doing. I don't care enough about Marvel to know. Like I see all your little things and I think if I oh god, I think like if I knew what was happening there, I might think it was cool.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Most of the time, I don't know what's happening, and I look at it and I'm just like, meh.
The moral of the story that I'm trying to inspire the youth with is that you can play whatever characters you want. Don't listen to Chris Lynn.
So, so how like give us a scale of the level of practicality versus not practicality for the kind of teams you're talking about for this Shinko, you said, right?
Yeah, Shinko. Yeah. So I shared one that was like Magneto Shinko, and that's pretty practical. Okay. You can kill a character and get gold armor assist for Shinko off of any touch. Very practical, and then you've got like one of the better assists in the game. I'd say best, but there's flaws to it. But you know that. Then I showed a Taskmaster Storm Shinko unblockable, and
wait, isn't Taskmaster like actually really good, or am I like so old?
He's good.
Meta? Okay, so it's only bad because Shinko exists on the team. Is that?
What Taskmaster does is like a bad version of what either Firebrand does or some other character with like decent they like Spencer, someone with good mobility that hits like a truck.
Okay.
He has a move that's unblockable, but there's so many extra conditions to how it would ever be used that I don't want to spend the time going into it. Suffice it to say, the thing that I showed is plausible to do, but largely impractical. But one of the new players, Rex, was like, "Oh, you could never use Shinko. She's so bad." And I was like, "You could. You could even do it with a bad team."
He made the mistake of challenging you to rise to the occasion.
Yeah, like, fuck you. Of course, I'm going to show you some dumb shit. So,
but what level is a character like Shinko on, say, compared to like a Street Fighter? Like, is she like a Dan or
just
like
about
like a DJ?
No, DJ's good.
Well, I mean, he's definitively been bad in every version. He's been like bottom 5, but he's playable.
Yeah,
DJ has a fairly even matchup spread in the sense that they're almost all losing, but none of them are losing by very much. Mm-hmm. Right, but he's just always been like, there's just no real reason to play him. So like, is that like, my point is, I think
Taskmaster's more like DJ because he's outclassed by other characters. Shinko is closer to a Dan. She can't play Marvel because she can't move. She's got the tiny corpse body and she can't get around the screen.
Her movement is the Dan Fireball of of Marvel?
Never use it.
Okay.
And if you can't move in Marvel, like, what are you doing?
Why are you here? Yeah. That makes sense. So wait, is she the absolute worst? I thought it was some other person for some reason.
I would say
isn't Shuma considered really bad, or is he good?
Shuma's good. Shuma's got a weird assist, and it acts as a good like workhorse. You can hard tag into Shuma to get good damage depending on your team setup.
Okay.
No, She-Hulk was like high tier back in vanilla, and then they took out all of the things that made her good. So
I seem to remember She-Hulk being good and then not being. That sounds right.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate what they did to her. So maybe like She-Hulk and Shinko are probably the two worst characters in the game. You could make a compelling argument for Ryu or Ghost Rider, but they still serve purposes. They still can do things and play
generic character that is bad versus bad character that is more unique and might have a niche thing. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I don't know. Play Marvel, children.
Do it.
That's your New Year's resolution is to make all the kids play the Marvels. Are you getting like do you get like interaction from like new people who don't play Marvel, or are these mostly people who are already playing and just don't know about the things you know? Like who's your audience, Alex?
In as much as Psycho Shot, I Mash Buttons has inspired the youth to play. Whoever those people that are inspired are usually my target demographic, but I have seen like other people like have seen my tweets shared by friends of friends and looked at it who I do not recognize, who I would assume are new players.
Okay.
So yeah, there's I've only got like 20 followers on Twitter or whatever. So
again, I have scrolled through some of yours and been like, maybe I should signal boost this and retweet it. And then I look at it and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I could be retweeting like a Nazi propaganda video for all I know. That's how much I know about Marvel. We can't have that.
Signal boost that Magneto Shinko thing. That one deserves.
Magneto Shinko thing. Okay. I'll send one out.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I don't know. I wish I could be more positive about the future of fighting game stuff. I'm not like trying to doomsay anything, but I'm just like completely, as we discussed last time when Raichu was on, like I'm just completely like, I'm just gonna play World of Warcraft. I don't. It's
as soon as the tournaments come back, you're gonna smell blood in the water. You won't be able to resist the siren song.
Oh, probably. I mean, but that's the It's not that I think were things to go back to normal that I would never care again. It's more that I don't know when they're going to go back to normal, and therefore I just as like a I don't know, like a self-preservation mechanism.
Yes.
I'm not thinking about it. It's not on my mind. Yeah, because there's no foreseeable future. I mean, it could be another 6 months still. It could be longer.
I imagine it will be, actually.
You think it'll still be another 6 months before tournaments are back to normal?
Yeah, because like it's January now. The full rollout for the vaccine won't be in swing until like 4 months in. What is it, March? No, April. April is like the earliest that I think you and I will be vaccinated. My little brother, who's a doctor, just got his first vaccine.
My brother did too. Yeah, he works at a hospital. Yeah. Same for two of my friends. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're starting to get theirs, which is even then is a little bit slow.
Alex is getting catted during this segment.
It's really bad, and if I throw him out, he'll just scream to be let back in. So, like for us normal jokers, I don't see us getting properly vaccinated until like June for everybody to get done up. And that's
so depressing. God, yeah. I mean, you're probably right, but that's kind of my point. It's like, what, dude? And then even once that happens, it's not like everything's just gonna like snap back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's gonna take time for everything to get back to normal, even after it's allowed to be. So
yeah, well, and that's the thing about
could be like a year. I don't know.
We don't have sufficient data to know exactly, like precisely how effective the vaccine is. But even if it is, as they say, like 99% effective, that means that we'll have vaccinated individuals who aren't actually immune to the virus. So
We'll have vaccinated individuals who aren't actually. Oh, like it's not effective. It's not doing its job. You're saying basically.
Yeah, like a good vaccine will not be 100% effective.
Yeah.
It's unrealistic to expect that.
Yeah.
So if you're unlucky, then you could have it and think, oh, I'm invincible. Let me go to the bar. Life is normal, and then you'd get sick. That's why it's so important that so many people get vaccinated. I think the magic number is somewhere around like 75%.
Yeah, what do they call that? There's a phrase for that.
Yes,
our collective. It's like a collective immunity factor.
Herd immunity,
huh?
Not herd.
Oh yeah, maybe herd or something. Yeah, there's some phrase I forget. Anyway, so yeah, you need to get like it to X number of percentages. Otherwise, it's basically not doing anything and it's not safe anyway.
Yeah. And then you have to worry about, because you know that we've already got a mutated strain that I think started in London or maybe Japan. Or maybe
I heard something the other day. I was like driving to work and I just have it on NPR because it's my work drive is 1 minute, and usually that's less crappy than other radio stations because it's too much. It's not enough time for my thumb drive to boot like in the car, like and play my music. Like it takes like a minute.
See, that's why you need to Zoom.
Yeah. So anyway, so sometimes that comes on and they're talking about like weird, awful things. But one was like, oh yeah, a mutated COVID-19 thing was found in, and I just fucking turned the radio off. I was like, I'm not fucking listening to that shit. I don't need this today. No, thank you.
The virus is sort of a living organism, and in that sense, it has to adapt if it wants to continue to survive. And so, if we're out here
literally a living organism,
ourselves, yeah. Then it's gonna switch it up.
Science, go ahead, children.
Go ahead and switch the style up, just like Fitty said.
Oh yeah, it's the COVID mix-up. It's practicing its corner setups on the human race.
Block high.
Oh no! No! Yeah. No one tell COVID about the unblockable. Is COVID the guy in your scene who's really good, but he doesn't have like any tech, and you're like, don't let him find out. He'll never. His reign of terror will never end. It's like, oh my god, dude. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. I just feel like I'm trying not to get my hopes up because I really just don't think we're anywhere near a point where I'll be able to be normal about fighting games again, and that does make me sad. But you know, WoW is always there to coddle me. So
we're not going to have fucking combo breaker this year. I've made
almost
my peace
assuredly, right? Like, yeah,
which sucks because, like, in a vacuum, if we had actually been on top of this shit, if the vaccine rollout even had a more effective rollout implementation, then we'd be able to go to combo breaker, and we won't. Yep. That's 2 years.
Dude. I know the fact that it's 2 years of tournaments.
Yep.
Is,
I mean, like, hypothetically, if Evo is in July, that might
maybe
that would be risky to go to, but it could.
Combo breaker is normally May. Is that right?
Yep. Yeah. 5th month. Yeah.
Man.
We'll be vaccinated sometime between March and June, July. So I think realistically speaking, the soonest you could reasonably expect to go to a tournament is Evo. And even then, like, I don't know. You want to go to Vegas? You want to go to a really densely populated area?
The most densely populated thing with like 1 million. Yeah. Fuck.
Maybe 70% vaccinated, especially with, we'll just say, certain community figures saying that the vaccine is stupid and don't get it.
Is this a Gutex reference?
It's a Gutex reference. How did you know?
Oh my god!
I don't want to slander the man, but like he's got to stop wilding out.
He's losing his mind. I don't. Okay, the whole like people not trusting vaccines thing is just fucking. It's baffling to me. Like, people will take like pills from some random dude at a party or whatever the fuck dumb shit they do. You know what I mean? Like they'll fucking like do some weird earth root fucking whatever organic bullshit. They just fucking shove kale up their ass to fucking cleanse their butthole. They'll do all that, and then like a fucking like the actual doctors.
Hi, I'm a medical professional.
Do a thing, and they have less trust for that than the guy who wants to sell them chakra crystals to fucking. Okay, to sound their fucking urethra with or something. Like, I don't Like chakra sounding. All right, it's a thing.
I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
Like why are people so fucking dumb? And it's dude, it's mostly. I feel like it has to be mostly America, right? Is that just my guys?
No.
Like, why are we so fucking stupid, dude? God, it baffles me.
It's willful stupidity.
I mean, and I say this like when I say why, like I know why. Like we all know why, like really why. But it's just like I even knowing how strong the anti-science, like political lobbying machine to convince your friendly neighborhood dumbass that vaccines are going to kill them or whatever, even as strong as that is, like, right, I know like there's a whole thing that's like trying to propagate that. Even considering that, it is astounding to me that it is as prevalent as it is. Like the fact that like you don't know which one of your fighting game figures is going to pull a Gutex and show up and be like,
Jesus,
hey man, fucking, and you're just like, oh my God, like it could be anyone. It's like, you know, like that
invasion of body snatchers, like
that baffles me, man. It is so depressing to think about that.
Now, the only argument that I've ever heard that I would briefly entertain, but still be like, do get your vaccination though. Jen's got a couple of coworkers who are citing Tuskegee as a reason not to trust the government when it comes to medical procedures. And like, I feel that, but probably still get your vaccinations.
Okay, now wait a minute. There's trusting the government, and then there's trusting scientists.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think those are the same thing. Like, if your government is putting out a vaccine that is just from your government, I will give you some tinfoil hattage. I will tip my tinfoil fedora to you a smidge. I understand. Fine. But it's not as if everything that's occurring is like America in a fucking vacuum, like created all this shit. It's just every scientist everywhere from multiple different places and sources all doing it and agreeing. Like,
I'm with you.
If there is scientific consensus, I cannot put on my tinfoil fedora. I'm sorry. I cannot do it. Like, there's scientific consensus, motherfucker. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I get not trusting the government, but like, that's not what this is. It's not fucking Tuskegee.
No, it's not. I had a Facebook friend, and they were like, I don't know about, this was months ago. They were like, I don't know about getting a vaccine, even if they come out with one. And also, I don't know that I'm going to keep, I think I and my family, we will choose not to wear masks. And I was like, don't do that. And they just like refused to listen to me. I was like, you'll kill your family or someone like me. Don't, instead of what you're saying. And they were just like super not there for it. So but between the anti-science trend and the just overwhelming amount of racism that's been in the public spotlight recently, I've thinned my already small Facebook crowd down. That's not really a New Year's resolution, because I can't resolve to talk to fewer racists. Fewer secret racists. I feel like that's on me.
I resolve to not accidentally become friends with racist people as much. I love that it's not even that's like you're not making the goal to lose 50 pounds. You're like making the goal to try really hard to lose 5 pounds. I resolve to do my best to lose 5 pounds of water weight. Like,
and not even like, and keep it off. Just like,
yeah. You go 1 week and you're like, I haven't accidentally befriended a Nazi. Sweet. I'm going to the Goose Step party next week now to treat myself.
I don't know. Should I go to it? The vaccines are coming out. The doctors, they say it's safe, but I think I'm going to wait for the Goose Step party for just a little longer.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really hope, God, I really hope America doesn't get even worse with this vaccine shit than they are presently. Like, it's hard to know where the line is between like the crazy Twitter, social media, whatever the fuck, with regard to the anti-vaccine and everything. How much that number like really is in real life versus the amount of people that, you know, maybe are just retweeting that and might get vaccinated anyway or something. Like, that's hard to know. I think that's one of the scarier parts of it is like, it's well, I mean, you could look at Trump, like Trump's election and everything. And it's like a lot of it was easy to be dismissive because you're like, well, this is just like the social media, the echo chamber and blah, 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 blah. And then like, oh shit, he actually won.
Elected,
shit. So like, is that, you know, the case with this shit where like we just won't be able to hit our herd immunity or whatever it is that we're talking about. We just won't be able to make it because of anti-vaxxers on Twitter. Is that real? Is that the world we live in?
I mean, it's a threat,
it might be,
right? And
it might be the world we live in.
On Twitter, are posing that threat, are making us sit here like, are we going to meet the 75% cutoff? Like, that's stupid. Why is that the world that we live in?
Yeah, no, dude. The 2021 needs a hotfix patch real quick.
Oh yeah.
It needs a hotfix patch on release.
As a community figure, as a figurehead yourself, because you're.
Excuse me, sir.
well, I'll have you know, you're one of the co-hosts of the Metal and Lex podcast, which is beloved by all.
Yes, beloved by millions.
And you're a moderator on a Discord somewhere.
That's true. That's true.
As a community figure, are you gonna post like public pictures of you getting the vaccine to inspire the youth to get their vaccines?
So
would you do that?
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I don't have a hard stance against it, but I generally don't. I don't know. I feel like it's
because Elvis got the polio vaccine.
Yeah, that's a good point. I probably should. I probably should. But like, I'm just thinking about it. Like, it's the same reason I don't normally post like voted selfies. I understand what it's supposed to do. Like, it's supposed to be like, hey, kids,
to normalize the action of voting.
Yeah, but it just feels douchey to me whenever I go to do something like that. I just feel like I'm being like fucking like
formative.
Yeah, look at my boobs. Look how big my boobs are, everybody. Like, I just feel like I'm just like it feels like self-serving more than it is helpful under the guise of being helpful. And I'm like, I don't want to be that person.
I look really good with an I voted sticker.
see,
it really brings out my eyes.
Yeah, like I can allow myself some self-aggrandizing, like selfies or something every now and then. But like I've got my one shitty, stupid, ironic, dumb face, black and white selfie on my Twitter bio and everything. And it's like, I don't know, I took that like 8 months ago. That's about like my level of like, maybe in another month I might like take a fucking stupid selfie. But like, I just, I don't know, that I hate all the weird selfie posting. I mean, unless you're hot, and then keep it up by all means. But I don't know. So yeah, maybe it feels a little self-serving, but it probably also has a good
effect of normalizing the behavior.
Yeah.
And a lot of people look up to you. Level 40 writes you if he's out there, if he's on the fence, struggling. That might be what sets him over.
Yes. Known anti-vaxxer, level 40 Raichu.
Hey, whoa. That's not what I was saying. It was a hypothetical.
Oh my god. All right. Well, I think that's gonna do it for me, unless you have anything else to add, Mr. Lexi.
I think New Year's resolutions are dumb, but
they're dumb. Don't do them. Yeah. Stay in drugs. Don't do resolutions. Don't.
That's it. That's the line. Yeah, you're
Stay in drugs. Don't do resolutions, kids. Don't tweet. All right. I've been Metal Music Man.
And I've been Professor Lex.
And we will catch you guys next time.